Hello and welcome to another Late Night Owl podcast. Today we're going to be talking about our favorite waifu and husbando. So take it away, Set. Take it away.
All right, what's up? Okay, so my favorite wife would be Sakurajima Mai from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Oh man.
And the reason why I
Was
picked
that the
her,
main girl?
yeah, the main girl, I think. Yeah, she should be the main girl. But I picked her because I just find women who are kind of like honest, a little bit blunt, and who can articulate themselves very well. Like that's what I look forward in a wife. And she has good proportions, and she's kind,
Obviously, yep. Gotta have those.
and she wears a bunny suit
Oh damn.
That's true.
for the memes.
It's a good one.
All your
Yeah.
sexual fantasies come true.
For the memes. Yep.
Alright. Yeah, that sounds
And,
good.
Let's see. For husbando, would probably be from the same series,
Oh shit.
just the other guy. So it's Sakuta.
Okay.
Yeah, so they make a pretty nice couple. Like I would say like somebody from like a shonen manga, but then I realized they would be the worst fathers ever, right? Or the worst husband.
Mm.
Like Naruto's never home.
Yeah.
Goku is a piece of shit husband. Like he
look
never
at
sees his
his
wife.
son.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit, that's
He,
true,
like,
yeah.
Bangs his wife, leaves, comes back. Goten's like 11 or 10.
He's just gonna be in heaven for a casual 5 years.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Shit.
Yeah, right. So
So in that sense, Sakta is more family oriented.
yeah, probably I would say.
Okay. You wouldn't want to be having like a love 3 triangle, right? It's like separate, right?
Yeah, separate.
I mean, you said the same series, so you know, I don't know.
This is a hypothetical.
Okay.
Not inserting myself.
All right. It's cool. Okay. Cool. All right. What about you, Tim?
Alright, so for my first one, I picked Holo from Spice and Wolf. Have you guys seen that?
I've seen the first episode, but does he? I forgot. Does he come from? Did he come out in the first episode, or was it like a little bit after?
Pretty sure she's on the first episode. She's the like 2,000-year-old like fox spirit. You know, she's old. She's got some stories to tell.
Okay. Well, okay. Why do you like her or want her to be your waifu?
Yeah, so she's got some stories to tell. She's really friendly and she's really smart. And throughout the like series, she's like doing the like economics dealing. So she knows how to make money.
Okay.
That's a big draw. And I'm pretty sure she's not dead at the end. That's a big plus.
Older women, I see.
Okay. What if like the waifu that you pick actually dies, but since you could waifu them, you could actually save them at like a certain spot, whatever. Wouldn't that would there be like a certain scene or like a episode that you want to just like pull them out real quick and do a little quickie or something?
What?
like there's this like an episode where it's like, oh my god, they're really shining, or like they look better in this particular episode instead of, or like compared to like the other parts. And then you just want to like take them out like at that scene so that you'll be able to like share the emotion. No, am I going too far?
Okay, that like to me that goes beyond the scope of the question because for me when you say waifu that to me that signals you're talking long term,
Right,
right?
right, right. No, yeah. I mean, what I'm trying to say is like, is there scenes where you want to do that, or you have like those type of thoughts? I guess you could say.
What? No, I don't
Okay, all
actually.
right. Maybe it's just me. All right, sorry. Okay, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah. Very creative there, I might add.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if we would have a lot to say about these topics, so I just like kind of started listing. For the I picked the Major from Ghost in the Shell because I'm
Mm,
bringing it back to that.
yeah.
She's smart. She's works in law enforcement. Well, she's also got them proportions. She look she looks like Scarlett Johansson. We all know that.
Oh, that's true. We do know that. Yeah.
Wait, is is her whole body, or was it? I forgot what parts of the body was like a cyborg, or
Everything, right?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, except
even
her
like her
brain.
organs. No,
She she has no organs, right?
I thought she
I'm
had like
not
a
sure
brain
about
or
that.
heart.
I thought she was just brain, but yeah.
Yeah, she's just brain. But like
Okay,
her skin is it's like synthetic, so
right,
it
right,
feels.
yeah. Okay, just clarifying. Yeah.
I mean, that's a plus, right? Because she can be in whatever body she wants. Isn't
Okay.
that true?
That's true.
Technically, yeah.
Whatever you fancy.
And her arm won't tire her out.
Yeah, I guess that's true, huh?
Oh shit. Yeah.
No, she's good at computers and stuff. She'll probably like she'll figure something out.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Right. Do we do husbandos or we keeping that separate?
I mean, yeah, no, no, you yeah, go ahead if you have one. If you don't, it's fine too.
All right, so I picked Kenshin.
Okay.
I feel like he'd be a good husbando. He's like hardworking. He does all the housework in the series. You know, he's strong. Dude gets work done. You know,
Yeah,
what can you say?
And
that's true.
he's a funny guy. Yeah.
And you
And
can
he's
kill a
funny.
bitch. Yeah, kill somebody, protect the family.
Yeah, he has that samurai honor too, right? So he won't like dirty or solidify your body, taint, I guess you could say.
Okay.
What? No? Okay.
Yeah, he'd probably be a pretty devoted, loving husband, right?
Shivery, right? Yeah.
Yeah, shivery. Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's go.
Uh,
Is that
Did you guys like have the feeling that there's a lot more like well-rounded, like just all around good like husbandos and waifus?
I'm pretty sure there's a lot. This is purely based on our preferences, right? Like,
yeah.
so we have what we consider to be a good waifu or husbando, and everyone's different. But before we get into that, let me share mine.
All right, all right.
So my number one, I think I said it before in the podcast, but it's the Fate Stay Night Sakura. She's just like soft spoken. She could clean. She could do or pretty much all the chores in the house, and then she'll always support you. And on
That's
top
true.
of that, her style is just amazing.
Like he's
Body.
also psychotic.
Well, you need a little psychotic craziness,
Yeah.
but I think that's what makes her like more human because
Mm.
you could see her flaws as well.
Was she actually psychotic? I thought she just had some like baggage.
It from the new movie that's coming out, the part 1 and part 2. It's mostly about her part of the story as well. So you'll see that she's more like you'll see the psychotic side a little bit. It's not to the point where you're like, oh shit, this bitch is crazy, but it's there.
Like there's a reason why she's crazy,
Yeah, but
but she's
for
crazy.
for yeah for me, I think her good is more overwhelming than her bad. I mean, that's just
Hmm.
my personal preference, but yeah, that's my number one favorite waifu.
Mm.
And so this is pretty interesting for me. It was hard for me to pick a husbando because for some reason I feel I don't know if I'm like picky or I just see the flaws of a lot of guys around. I can't really speak for everyone, everyone's different, but for me I see a lot of flaws in like myself and a lot of dudes that's around me, right? So I had a hard time picking a husbando, but in terms of my favorite husbando, it would be Hiroshi from Crayon Shinchan. If you guys don't know, he's the dad of the Crayon Shinchan
Oh, okay.
series. But in literal sense, it's a father figure that he's like the only one that's working in his
That's
household,
true.
and on top of that, it's pretty much him. There's like struggle as well, right? So he goes to work, and he has like he's not like the top guy, the top boss, right? So he always has like
Yeah.
conflicts, and there's like the whole employee like bashing on him or whatever. But there's this good parts too, right? Where it's like he might be tired from work and he doesn't want to deal with anyone else, but he comes home to his loving family. And even if Kuryo Shinchan and his little sisters, they're like annoying as hell, he'd still find that, it's his kids and it's his family. So he can't help but, like kind of forget about his tiredness and show his true dad side. So in terms of that, I think he would be like a really perfect husband in terms of like an actual husband. Like if I was a wife, I would definitely be happy because you have to actually see the or a bunch of episodes to see what kind of person he is. But even if there's like a hot girl, yeah, he has like these imaginary times where he's like, okay, yeah, she's hot, but I have to remember I have a family and I have a wife too. So he has like those struggles as well, but ultimately, he picks his wife and family. So I think that's a real good quality for husbando.
I actually really like that pick. Um, because he's kind of like designed to be like a regular Joe, really.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's a very regular dude. But the episodes I remember the most about him are the ones where he like has aspirations about being in a loving family, and that's actually like shows his sensitive side a lot, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Thought about that one.
Yeah, and then and on top of that, it's just crazy how he's the only one working, yet he could afford a house, a car. I think they have two cars actually, one for the wife and himself.
Yeah.
And that's a big accomplishment for one regular working guy.
That's true.
He's not like a boss like making multi-million money and stuff like that. It's just like a regular guy. He's realistically, yeah, the best. The best. My husband.
Yeah, he's your husband now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm like fangirling right now, but I understand too, because when you're tired from work, and I don't know about you guys, but if you're at that certain point where you're just like, oh man, I'm like so tired from work, I'm probably just gonna go home and drink tea or beer, and then have just like
Yeah.
a few appetizers and stuff like that, like a loving meal that your wife would have. That's like the perfect uh, type of scene that I want to be in too. Me being in his shoes as well.
So that's kind of like a traditional family,
Yeah,
like
yeah. That
that regular life, the normal
the
life.
Yeah, but the thing is that's more Japanese culture based. So I'm not sure how, like other cultures would be as well. Cuz let's just say for example, in America, that might not be the case. It could be like the dad comes back from work, but he stops by at like I don't know Pizza Hut or a fast food, Kentucky, I don't know, and then just
Oh,
grabs it for the family, and then comes back and eat it with the whole
yeah,
family. I mean that's
yeah.
fine too, but in terms of uh gratuit, oh shit, I can't say it. Like being like grateful towards
Uh-huh.
your whole family. I think it's better if you could actually just come home after you're so tired from work, straight home, and your wife already has cooking made for you. Instead of you having to drive another or a few minutes to get something.
Yeah, and like food is important too, right? Because if you're eating junk food all the time,
Right, right, but it also is just like how culture
and
is.
Yeah. And if you think about it, dude's working real hard at the office. Who knows if he like really eats lunch, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true too.
Oh, does she make him a bento?
I think so. Or there might be times where she doesn't, or they might not show that part. But yeah, the whole point of that anime is towards like just like the basic lifestyle of the whole entire family and what they go through. They don't go too much into detail about it. So it's
Yeah.
hilarious, or it's a really funny anime. So definitely should watch at least like maybe 2 or 3 episodes.
I feel like every week is just me having to watch anime.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Have you? By the way, have you have you watched the other ones that we told you to?
I'm just trying to keep up with this season the whole
Okay,
time.
all right.
It's chill, yeah.
Like
There's really a lot.
I'll read the summary or something.
Oh yeah, that's. I guess that's good enough. Get the whole base main story. Yeah. But yeah, that's just how I feel. What a perfect husbando, husbando would be. Versus, there's like a lot of people who would want to make like a main character of like a mainstream anime character be like a husbando. Like for example, there's a lot of people who want Kirito from Sword Art just because he looks like a bishonen, which is like a pretty boy. Yeah, or
Beautiful.
beautiful boy.
Yeah.
And then, or like, Kaneki from My Hero Academia and stuff like that. But that's just,
What?
yeah, yeah.
Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul.
Or, oh, wait, what? Do you know the
Mi-
main character's name?
Midoriya?
Oh, that, okay, yeah. Yeah, well, okay, I personally hate My Hero Academia, so.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't like it. I really don't like it. Um,
Is it the
Why,
like
man?
Western theme?
That
it's
that show made me cry. It's so epic.
Mm.
what? My Hero Academia made you cry?
Yeah, it's so touching.
Okay.
No, I can see it. I can see it.
I'm it's for me it's too it's similar to Naruto and One Punch Man combined, where it's like one of those characters that's just slow, and then he has these amazing powers, but it's his story of how he becomes used to it and stuff like that, and I think it's just too slow for me.
Mm,
And on
I
top of
think
that, there's like tens and 20 and however many heroes, so you can't really know which one's like the main character, because they could just sideboard like a main character or whatever, right? And then just be like, oh, this character just jumped in, and he's like apparently better than the main character. And so how are the main character Midoriya going to deal with this type of stuff? I just see these kind of scenes in my head, and I'm like, okay, the story is probably going to be like going this direction. Yeah, I just feel like I could tell what's going to happen.
but I don't know. I feel like it's a little different than Naruto for me because I feel like there's more unpredictability. Because for like Naruto, you kind of know that, and then you see a pattern, right? He does like the three pattern thing, where each generation of ninjas has like a reincarnated version of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So like halfway through, you can already guess that Toby is Obito. Like you can just guess based on the pattern that he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's like not really that much, I guess surprises in Naruto.
Right,
But
but
yeah, but for My Hero Academia or whatever, I think there's a lot of more mystery behind it because there's like you can't really see a pattern. I guess you can see the pattern how they pass down their powers,
mm-hmm.
like how All Might didn't like
Yeah.
have any powers either. But I think why that anime got me so like teared up is because he lives with like a single mom and his fat and short like mine.
No.
I was like, oh shit, tears. Yeah, but that's probably it. And like he has no power and he has to eat someone else's hair. Pretty sad, man.
I mean, I just
Right? And like every time he uses something, he gets hurt. You know. Whereas in Naruto, like the fox saves him all the time, and eh, is that really him or is it the fox making him OP?
I guess it's just the sense that since there's like so many heroes, that if something happens to him, oh, there's gonna be like a hero that's gonna save him. So I kind of see like the pattern of that, versus I'm just so used to having one main character and maybe like like a female character to support him or something like that. But it's just there's a lot of anime that I'm used to that's been like that, and when there's like too many good people, you kind of it's just like, okay, so they're probably thinking, okay, so this character and that good character is probably not going to be in that scene because they're off doing something else, so let's put in a different good character in there that's like everyone forgot or something like that, and then show how good he is. I don't know. That's just how I see it. I guess you could say my thinking is more traditional because I really like the whole just having one main character.
But they have to do that with all like especially long running shonens. They
Right,
have
right.
That's how they preserve the longevity of the series. If you only have one main character, he has a power creep that's like it's really bad, right? Like Dragon Ball Z. If you
That's
only
true.
have like a few characters, you don't have any other to develop.
No. I mean, like, I understand that it's true, or that's true, but I'm just saying they already introduced a lot of the main characters in the beginning, so you kind of get a sense where it's like it's probably this character or that character versus let's just say for like Dragon Ball Z, it'll be like first it's Goku, and then there's like a new character that gets introduced like Krillin or
What? Krillin's not new.
or not no not in or I mean I'm talking about like the old Dragon Ball,
Original Dragon
the
Ball.
Oh,
original
okay.
Dragon Ball.
I think
So
in Z the newest one is like Trunks, right? Trunks would be a new introduction, and then like Goten.
yeah, and on top of that there wasn't Vegeta either to start off with.
Okay,
Yeah.
Vegeta is kind of limbo-y. I feel like they just put him in. They just developed his character because he was there. I,
I
I felt
mean,
like
yeah,
that's the writer memeing around like, oh, here Vegeta's here, make it important. But he did a good job though. Like I grew to like Vegeta.
it
I used to not like him, but then
I feel like it went well with the story because it was all in one saga, right? With Frieza, or there's like the Ginyu Force, but the Ginyu Force was pretty much the same, or it led to Frieza.
I feel like Vegeta had the most character development in the whole series.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but it wasn't
He's
like.
my main character.
But I'm trying to say it wasn't like he was introduced in the beginning, right? So you knew what was gonna happen. He was more of like a antagonist, and then he converted to being a good guy, right? Well, like a shady good guy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Maybe an anti-hero.
Yeah.
That's why he's got the most development because he's the only one that's really done a full 180.
Yeah. So
And he became a dad.
yeah. So in terms of that, you see that he wasn't introduced. There wasn't like a whole bunch of good guys. And now that you say that, I kind of realize like a lot of the Dragon Ball Z route or theme where it's like they were once a bad guy but they converted to a good guy. You see that? You realize that? Like Piccolo, yeah, Vegeta, Majin Buu was one like that. He was like a fat
Well,
Buu.
they brought back like the good part.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But it was pretty much like they're evil and then they like converted to like the good part, right?
I guess
Like
that's true.
Frieza.
Now that you think about it, yeah, it's like oh shit, yeah, you're right. But unlike My Hero Academia,
Yeah.
that's just my hate towards it. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't like My Hero Academia.
Oh, okay.
It's fair.
That's fair. You don't have to like everything.
And also, I didn't like Naruto either.
But you stuck with it and read the whole thing, right?
Oh yeah, that was because that was like the first long series continuing like an anime that grows. I think because there wasn't really an anime that did that at that time.
So what shonen do you like?
Shonen. Ah, jeez, for shonen, it would be Hunter x Hunter. I don't keep
Okay.
up with it too much anymore, but I know when before Hunter x Hunter, it was the three, right? Which is Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto.
Yeah.
And then in terms of like those three, the only one that actually was a progress, like in terms of like the timeline was actually growing, was Naruto. because back then I was a kid too, and I was growing pretty much with Naruto, you know. And that was like one of the first anime that did that.
So what do you like
Like
about
it
Hunter x
wasn't
Hunter?
like developing.
The other one?
For Hunter x Hunter, you feel there is no power creep, and it at a certain point it does kind of make sense in that world. Like the world that the author introduces was like really detailed. That's why there's like shit ton of scripture or like explaining in texts for Hunter x Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like, you know, like the just like a straight up, I don't know, like a fighting scene, and then it goes to like the next panel. It was more like this happened because of that, and you know, like it was like really detailed, and that's what I really liked about Hunter x Hunter. So it was like they created the world, or and then he explained it really well. So you're like, okay, so in this world, yeah, this might happen or this could happen, but you couldn't really see how or what was going to happen next because it's a totally different world that you never seen before. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, the world is definitely very detailed.
Yeah.
Mm.
But and to be fair, it was I'm pretty sure if you switched My Hero Academia with
Uh-huh.
some of the old anime, then I probably watch Hero Academia because it would be one of the newest things that I've never seen before. The only reason why I saying that I don't like it is because I already seen a lot of anime up to My Hero Academia to where I could, based on, you know, like the things I've watched, I could get a good feeling of what's going to happen next.
So it has like a predictability
Yeah.
that you can't
But
enjoy.
you've seen shonen before.
Yeah, you know the formula.
Yeah. So,
It's like playing like RPGs all the time.
mhm.
Then you
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're gonna do the grind again, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
beat the boss, and it's gonna be God.
Yep.
Yeah, right? So,
Every Final Fantasy.
yeah, but when you first played Final Fantasy, it was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that, you know, if there's were to be like a Final Fantasy, what, like 16 or 17 that's like out, you're going to be like, okay, so I'm pretty much going to go follow the story at a certain point, and then I'm just going to do like a heavy grinding, and then there's going to be the final boss or whatever.
Yeah. That's why I'm reluctant to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Because I feel like it's just gonna be the same thing.
Yeah. But I mean, I only played the first Kingdom Hearts, so I don't really know what the other ones were. Were they all like the similar, pretty much the style?
Yeah, similar
Yeah.
combat.
But did it follow like the same kind of, you know, story plot?
Yeah, you go to different worlds. You unlock the keys, right, to go to the next world,
Mm.
and then you fly in your gummy ship. And they still do that in 3. I still see people
I mean,
going in their gummy ships.
Mm.
in some ways, I think it's necessary as a game because you want to build up and you want to get like a grand final battle.
Yeah, but they kind of, I guess it's really tricky, right? Because as developers, you have to do it in a way where playing the same game.
That's hard though. That means
It's like-
that
Yeah, they have to do some kind of like some improvement. Like that's how like Pokemon is kind of like it's the same shit all the time, but they're adding like little to it.
hmm
Keeps it interesting.
I think Kingdom Hearts is one of those games that it can't stop because the worlds are like the other worlds won't stop. You know, like for example, let's just say for like Final Fantasy is not gonna stop ever, right? Because it just keeps going like Final Fantasy 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, blah blah blah, and it's just gonna keep going So Kingdom Hearts can't stop because there's just so many worlds that they're making. So I think it's one of those games that just I don't like saying this, but it's kind of like leeches off of other games.
So you're saying Kingdom Hearts is the next Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, where it can never stop.
Yeah, pretty much. But the only reason why I can't stop is because other games or content's out because that's what they use, right?
I don't understand.
Like okay. For like what I said, if there's a Final Fantasy 16 or 17 that comes out, Kingdom Hearts are gonna put in like a scene or like characters from that into the world, right?
Oh,
Okay.
because it's a crossover.
Yeah.
Because
There'll
the
always
universe
be-
is always expanding.
So
Yeah.
like Disney, right? Like if they
there'll always be new Disney stuff.
yeah, that means that
Yeah.
they have to put that scene or whatever into it, right? Like I think I saw like a scene where there's a Wreck-It Ralph or something in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in there.
Is
And
that the newest one, right?
Yeah, that is the newest one.
Yeah,
Technically,
yeah. So see, like if there's a Wreck-It Ralph, that means Kingdom Hearts has to put it in to their game.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna end in terms of like if it goes like that.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, that makes sense. And a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
Is it disappointing?
I guess if it ends
Mhm.
with if Kingdom Hearts 3 ends Sora's chapter, then that would be cool.
Because
if
I
it-
mean, you can just because the universe doesn't end doesn't mean that the story doesn't end, right? Because
Yeah, I just wish the story would end and then reboot somehow, right?
yeah, you
That's-
could like follow
yeah.
a new main character, I guess.
Yeah.
That's tough though, because you know, like the whole entire time up to now, Kingdom Hearts has been stuck with the same character, and now like at this recent one or maybe the next one, they're gonna change it to a different character. That's kind of like I don't know, as like a fan of like a certain type of main character, see that main character go would make me
Like how old can Sora become till he's not interesting?
the problem of that is Disney doesn't age. Because like if Disney aged, Mickey would be dead. Because
No, yeah, Disney characters don't age, but
Sora himself, you
the
mean?
Square Enix characters do, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that'll be pretty hard.
Right? Because the problem with Final Fantasy 15 is Noctis ages, right?
Yeah.
He becomes 30 at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then people didn't like it.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much because it's like I've been playing this character, and all of a sudden he's like an old man, and I can't play him anymore, or he might have like a crossover or whatever, but unless they make like a weird time gap thing, like a time machine or whatever, you're not gonna be able to play him ever again, like as like a young guy, right? So in terms of trying to stick with something that you like or having that development of sticking together or going on an adventure with the same type of person is what everyone likes, is what I think.
I feel like the cutoff is 19.
19.
Yeah. It's because as we age, right, we trade, like everyone knows this, like you lose your potential and you trade it for maturity.
Mm-hmm.
And then oftentimes responsibility, rituals and shit like that is boring, and people will subconsciously associate that with age. That's why, like, for shonen, usually the character is like 15, right? Like there's a reason people do that, because when you look at kids, or when you were a kid, you have this feeling that you can be anyone. So then
Right.
the story takes it can be anything, right? The story can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a character that's like 30 or something, it feels like, oh, he should be in a certain role already. He should have his potential should have died, and he should have traded for something more permanent, right?
Mm.
So if you look at mangas where characters are older, they're already in their role, right?
Yeah.
They're either really good surgeons, they're either like a samurai, or they're something in their field already, and then you can perpetuate the story that way. So like for Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, where the story can be anything, can't have a character that's old. So I say 19. It would be, Sora when he hits 19, that's the end for him, man. And
Wait,
then
did Sora age as the game went on, or is he still the
yeah,
same?
he ages. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like you even when you awaken, wears like his kids' clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like flooding, and then he actually gets new clothes to fit his more like
Matured
adolescent.
body, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Okay, so at least they have like that minor time gap, but I'm assuming they're just going off of just a few years versus like like the Final Fantasy 15 or whatever.
Nah, man, 15 went 10 years.
Yeah.
They jumped 10 years.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like Kingdom Hearts, they're probably just going like 1 year or maybe like I don't
Yeah.
know, 6 months.
I mean,
or
I like the touch though. I like the little time gap thing
mm-hmm.
because it's like, oh, we waited 10 years for this game. It's kind of like a meme, like a nod to the fans.
See that I think that's the like one of the problems where it's just like Kingdom Hearts like in general and you played it and you say that it's a shit game or whatever, but still you still want to play because you played it before. Like a good example would be like Diablo. Like right now, Blizzard made it a mobile game instead of making a Diablo 4, right? And they did it just to make money. And in terms of like the hardcore fan, yeah, they're disappointed. But when they do make a Diablo 4 after X amount of years, you're still gonna go back to it, because you played it before and you're a fan of the whole Diablo content or the world. So I think that's like the same for any other game that's been out for a very long time, like Kingdom Hearts. No, really, it was just me. You guys never thought of it like that.
I
feel
don't.
like
I
it's
don't
hard
really
to
get
compare
it.
the two.
What happened?
I didn't really understand.
Oh, I'm just saying because you've witnessed Kingdom Hearts 1 through this new one, that if even if you don't like this new Kingdom Hearts and then you say I'm probably not going to play it or I'm not going to play this new Kingdom Hearts or whatever, you end up playing it just because you're so used to the old, like the good old days when you were actually playing Kingdom Hearts, to get that feeling back again.
Oh, so you were like playing it because you're invested and stuff.
Yeah,
for like nostalgia.
yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
people who like really like Ragnarok keep playing reiterations of Ragnarok.
Yeah, like you'll be like, "Oh, it's a shit game," or "I fucking hate it," but still, you're still gonna play it.
Yeah, when they can be playing Tree of Savior.
Yeah. You can say that. But yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Okay, all right, gotcha. All right, back to anime. I don't know how we diverged.
No, that's still anime. Still anime. Kingdom Hearts is anime. Okay, well, I think we ended our waifu and husband, so it is time. It is time for you to give us a short story.
Oh man! All right,
Let's do it.
really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. All right, so we're in this world called Zombria.
Sound
All
good.
right, in this world, no new life is born, no souls are replaced. So women can no longer conceive a child,
Mhm.
and the people in this world live in a state of uncertainty because everyone gets older, but there's no new generation to replace them.
Mhm.
All right, and we have Benjamin Pentayahu and Phil Wang are the last two children in the world of Zombria, and that's all I got.
Wait, so they just don't create uh kids or young people in general.
Well, like I didn't get a chance to like articulate my story better, but
Mhm.
my idea was that, or the little story I came up with was what happens if there is such thing as souls,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and what happens when we reach the maximum capacity of
Of
like
souls.
a population on Earth.
Mhm.
Let's say like 137 trillion people. That's like maximum number of souls.
Mhm.
And if no one dies, like like souls don't get recycled. So then like even if women become pregnant,
Mhm.
like there's no spark of life. So then the baby just comes out dead.
It's like a miscarriage.
Yeah.
So you're talking in terms of reincarnation.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Reincarnation, recycle,
Okay.
whatever you want to put it, yeah. So in this world there's three worlds, right?
Mhm.
So when you die, you go to this other world called Lumina,
Mhm.
right? And then when they die, right, they come back to this world as a baby. But
Mm.
but they have to wait in limbo before it happens, which is another world of its own. And then while the soul is in limbo, right? The soul that like your soul doesn't get transferred right away. It gets transferred over time.
Mhm.
So then when you dream, you actually kind of pull parts of your soul back and forth between the worlds. So you kind of exist in two worlds at the same time, kind of, because time is different.
Okay.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
So it's pretty much just waiting in line until someone dies and then you fill in the empty soul spot or whatever.
Kind of like that. So, okay, let's say you reach like age 50, right?
Mhm.
Right? Your soul starts to get transferred to the other world.
Right.
So then you start losing a little bit of your memory.
Mhm.
You're not as creative and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're losing parts of your soul. Like you're not as happy, you're more bitter and resentful.
Yeah.
So it's like being transferred to the limbo at the moment, right?
Mhm.
And then at limbo world, it gets transferred a little bit to the other world. And then while you're like, mediating between the two, like while you're sleeping, I guess that's when the transfer happens. And then so people who like have like crazy dreams or whatever is probably, a part of them in the other world. So you exist as like three beings, right? You're in three different worlds, but at three different parts of your life, kind of. Too complicated.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay, here I'll give you an example. All right, you're a 50-year-old you in the world of Zombria.
And you're
Is
transferring slowly into this another world. Yeah.
Yeah, this other world. So you're 20
Mhm.
in the world of Limbo, and then you're 10 in the world of Lumina.
Mm.
Yeah, and then it's a cycle like that. And then
Oh. Okay.
your dreams mediate between your soul, so they're all one thing.
So in terms of like, let's just say mathematics, it'll be like 33%, 33%, 33%.
Yeah, you can say that. I didn't come up with a number. Yeah.
And then it just like slowly rotates between the three.
Yeah. So the plot is what happens if we fuck up that cycle, right?
Mm.
And then like we block the flow. So then now like you can't transfer it anymore. Like everyone, like you're just stuck at 50%. like what happens then, right?
Okay. So in terms of that, would it be more of like a slice of life then, for like the the genre of the manga or anime, whichever one you want to make it?
I wouldn't say slice of life because it would be it would be like it would be not post-apocalyptic, but like
It would be though, wouldn't it?
It's
it would
futuristic,
be,
isn't
yeah.
it? Oh, okay,
I
never
wanted
mind.
to use a different word, but yeah, let's go with post-apocalyptic.
Mm-hmm.
Because like eventually, like all the humans would rate age at the same time, and they'd be like too old
Yeah,
eventually, and then everyone die.
yeah,
It's like a apocalypse situation.
yeah, pretty much. So it would be like what? That'd be like spiritual, like not fantasy-ish.
But in order to portray that, you're gonna have to show like how everyone is living, right, in like each world, and how they like their soul slowly, you know, goes to the next world, and they
Well,
as they
well, I
age.
wouldn't really, because you would be in this world that's fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would show the problems of people not dying. So they have kind of like the problem of. So the problem would be, what if we didn't have any younger generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because people who are young are kind of like, they're like hope, right?
Right.
Because as you live and as you grow older, you kind of like get sick of life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have kids around or you don't have the young, they don't inspire you to do anything. So you have like a is it looking for the word, dystropia? It's like a
Dystopia.
utopia, but it's a dystropia.
Dystopia.
Yeah, okay, see, so I said it right.
Okay.
Yeah, so you would live in a world like that. And then I'll probably have like extend their life a little bit, you know? We have good gene editing, you know, you have like unlimited power and shit like, so people can live for a very long time. And then the problems of living for a very long, that would part of the world building, I guess.
Oh,
Wait, this is futuristic? I thought it was like fantasy.
Yeah, it's fantasy. Fantasy
so
and
there's
real.
yeah, I feel like you have to put like multiple platforms into this one.
Have a what?
Like multiple platforms. It wouldn't be just fantasy. It would be like
Oh yeah.
fantasy
Be different.
/ post-apocalyptic /
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
/ dystopia / hentai / yaoi.
Okay.
That's weird. New, like not in a bad way, but like new.
Yeah.
I would wonder like who or what would be the ones that stop it, or is it just like the whole entire nature or time itself that just slowly stops it?
Ah, got you interested, huh?
No, I'm not really. I'm sorry to say this, but
Find out on the next week.
I'm just trying to like figure out, yeah, like, or is that part of like your hook where you want the person or people to find out how it actually collapses or starts to depreciate, or
I don't know, Tim. Yeah, read my short story.
Okay.
uh,
All right.
yeah, Gan came up with that in like 30 minutes before our podcast.
Damn.
So next time I'll have a more articulated, concise story.
For anyone who wants to know, that's in 30 episodes. That's after Tim and me, so yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get a viewer story and we won't ever do it. So
Yeah, hopefully. I'm about to fucking stop this corner. Fucking tired of making stories. Okay, well, if that's the case, yeah, pretty much talk about whatever now, since we're done with this short story. Unless you want to add on to it. Are you done? Is that?
Hmm.
Are you done
Yeah,
with that story, or you want to add
oh
on?
yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay. So, I think we're talking about this earlier before your story, but I wanted to kind of uh, brush up on this certain topic. So the topic is, as we get older. Say you said that people get wiser, or
No, I did
yeah.
not say that. But yeah, you're right. People. It was.
Okay, well, maybe I misinterpreted it,
Uh
because
huh.
you said something along those lines, but um, in terms of like a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
this is in terms of people who are single. Okay, so
Okay.
a lot of people say, like, single people would say, why am I still single? How come no one likes me and stuff like that? But I believe it's ultimately because of it's your own fault, pretty much. But you can't really uh, know it, because as you get older, you get wiser, and as human beings, you don't want to be with someone that's less than you. From what I'm trying to say is, let's say you have, maybe you're like 30 years old, you have a master's degree, you have a full-time job and a house and a car, right? In
Mm-hmm.
that perspective, you don't want to go out with someone that doesn't have, like, that has less value than you. Like, unconsciously, you
Less values or less reasons.
no, those are the what's it called? Cars and house is just a resource, right? But I'm saying, like, your success level in terms of your education, and what you're capable of doing. So, like for example, if you have all that, and you're talking with, I don't know, a guy or a girl that probably is still going in school, but doing part-time, and living with, I don't know, maybe a roommate or something like that, but you have a car, you kind of would shy away from that. You would pick more of a person that's already, like, maybe graduated school already, and have a part-time, but still searching.
I
You
think
know
that's a
what I'm
little
trying to say?
different
Yeah, I think that's really different.
Really?
because when you're talking about having graduated school and not graduated school, I
Uh-huh.
think for me the red flag there would be that you're in a different stage of life from the other person.
Right. But in terms of trying to find the compatible partner for yourself on the long
I,
term.
yeah, I do get what you're saying. I
Mm-hmm.
think as people, we don't want to date someone that we think would be lesser than us.
You want
Ooh.
someone that has a potential, right? Like success, in success. You don't want to go out with a loser, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Like, so if you don't see that in that person, you kind of, you want to move on to, like, the next person, right?
yeah. I
But
mean,
because,
because
yeah,
you respect yourself, you want to date someone who's equally as good as you.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, uh, in terms of, as you get older, that bar gets higher
Uh-huh.
and higher, and it gets harder for people that's less than that. Which, I don't know, if we go by age, let's just say you're already like 35, you don't want to go out with someone, or you subconsciously think that you don't want to be with someone that's less than, maybe, I don't know, like 33 and below, right?
Hmm. That's
Like,
a
you
tough one.
might you might not think it, but I think
I
subconsciously.
think subconsciously you would as a man,
Hmm.
but as a woman, I feel like it would be what you were saying
Hmm.
because just based on like statistics in general,
Mm-hmm.
like the term is dominance hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're a man, you have a house, you finish school, you
Mm-hmm.
have a master or PhD, right?
Yeah.
Right? And let's say you you want to date do you want to date a 20 yeah, let's say you're 33 and then she's 25, right?
Right.
Maybe she's still in school, working part-time or whatever,
Yeah.
right? She's beautiful, she's hot as fuck, and she can cook, she can clean, she has a nice personality. She's someone you can negotiate with and talk with. She has control of her emotions. Your parents like her, stuff like that. Are you saying no? She's not a potential wife?
That is something that you already know of the person, right? What I'm trying to say is when you don't know anyone, you're like at this like point of life where you're in the cycle already, where you're just like going to work, doing your hobbies, and then coming back home, and then it goes on and it repeats. Or you might go to travel or whatever, and then finding
Yeah,
someone new, right? And then you're trying to figure out the person, right?
no,
And
but that's weird because then there's no way you'll know.
right,
You have
right.
you have
So
to try. That's the only way you know.
yeah, so I'm
But if you
saying
keep that mentality, you'll never meet anybody.
right, right. So I'm saying that during that interview or the trial of
Okay.
getting to know the other person,
Uh-huh.
you have this expectation. You have a bar already.
And the point is that bad or good?
It's I don't know. It's not good or bad because you're already kind of judging at a certain level where okay, so going back to
Yes.
that, yeah, if you're like already 33 or 35 whatever, and you're not seeing anyone but you're starting to talk with someone which is like
Uh-huh.
25 and like good looking, this is the point of a guy, right?
Uh-huh.
They're
Yes.
still in school,
Okay.
but that's all right?
Yeah.
So under the
So
first
you're saying you would
impression,
filter them out just based on like your standards.
yeah, because you already have that standard that you want
Mm.
a person that is already like solid, right? You don't I mean, there's obviously people that will be like, okay, I would like to, be with someone
But
that has
but
potential.
why would they be a burden to you? Because you're obviously stable. You just want another person that's financially stable,
That's yeah.
or
See, that's the gamble that people don't really want to take, or there's like a lot of people that'll take the gamble, but I believe that there's a
no, I think
vast
most people don't take the gamble.
yeah.
Be-
That's what I'm saying. There's a vast majority of people who don't take the gamble.
yeah, because it's risky, right?
Yeah,
And it's oftentimes it can be painful.
yeah.
But
So it would you or so that means that you already have a bar or like a bar that you set that they have to have this qualification.
okay.
So yeah, in terms of time, you get wiser and wiser, and that bar gets a little higher and higher, which is I believe is one of the main reason why a lot of
Uh-huh.
people are single or more people are single than they are in a relationship. In terms
Hmm.
of if it, let's
Just
just
like
say
general population.
yeah, in general population and I mean I don't know the statistics. Maybe you could just pull
Especially
this
like
up,
first world
but
countries.
yeah.
Yeah, especially like first world countries. I feel like that can be a factor, but I also feel like it's because we're so privileged in the
Hmm.
fact that we always have running water, tigers don't attack us. There's no like bacteria growing in the back of our eye, eating it inside out.
Yeah.
I feel like because we're free from a lot of those tragedies in life,
Hmm.
we tend to be fed this life like, oh, you should be happy, right? Like
Yeah.
we're on this earth because we're meant to be happy. And then
Hmm.
people are always like you'll see it in commercials, advertisement, people will be drinking, they're always happy. When we go through school, they'll be like, "Oh, you should do whatever makes you happy, follow your dreams." right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then I think people are in a constant. So when you reach success or whatever, you know damn well that you won't be happy, right?
Mhm.
Like when we graduated from uni and we got our bachelor degree, we were not happy at all. And when you graduate high school, you're not going to be happy either
Right.
because it's like the process working up to it.
Mhm.
So when you do have that house or when you whatever stability,
Mhm.
you'll still try to be in a constant state of happiness.
Mhm.
You're kind of like limbo, right? You have your high standards, you know, you want someone to make you happy. So therefore, you don't risk anything, right? You don't lower your bar because you don't want to open yourself up
Mhm.
to kind of like deep hurt or sorrow, and
Yeah.
you don't want them to be like a burden to you, right?
Yeah.
So
It's
then
true.
nothing affects you deeply enough, right? Not your own tragedy and not the tragedy of others. And like by definition, life without any depth is shallow and meaningless. And then that's why like people in the first world yes societies are like they don't form that meaningful relationship with anyone and they just like live alone or they don't get married anymore because they want to be in this constant limbo of happiness and life is not built that way. And
Yeah.
that's why like people in like even people in like poverty and stuff, right? They're more happy. Like if you look at the statistics, like people like who are like in shitty countries like third world, they're way more happier than we are,
Mhm.
even though they have less because they have a life of meaning. We don't.
I mean, we have different cultures, right? We have like
Yeah.
a culture where that kind of teaches us that we kind of need more in our lives,
Yep.
whereas a lot of more poor countries, they get taught to be happy with what they have.
Yeah. So like in a relationship, you should not find someone that adds more, right? You should look for values. Like like that bar is a resource bar. It should be values. Like, does she tell the truth? Is she responsible? Is or whatever kindness. Like, does she value family, or it's another good value?
It's a lot easier for I think men have a little more leisure on that versus women. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a feminist or anything like that. I understand what
No,
I'm trying to
no,
do,
it's right because
but
we're not affected by time.
okay, I'm not trying to be like a social justice paladin or whatever. But um, I understand what I'm trying to say. But now, like the times now is because of the equal rights of women. Women has a lot higher success in like their future, their jobs,
Yeah. No.
financially successful too. But because of
Yeah.
that, the
Uh-huh.
bar for a female is a lot higher now.
Oh, yes,
Like,
definitely. That's
yeah,
Yeah,
why I said
absolutely.
from your point of view,
yeah,
it's coming from a feminine or female point of view, right?
yeah,
Because women, no matter how successful they are, if they want a relationship, they will have a period of vulnerability
mm-hmm,
because they always do, right? If you break the two races or the two sexes, right, equal, right?
mm-hmm,
If men and women are both equal, and one of them happened to go through menstrual cycle every month and be burdened with a baby,
yeah,
there has to be some kind of compromise between the two,
mm-hmm,
right? So women have to. It's just like a necessity. They have to find someone that is better in a way, right?
mm-hmm,
Like
yeah,
someone who's taller, stronger, more resourceful, more educated. And the problem now is more women go to universities and they graduate with higher degrees than men.
yeah.
So therefore, they want men with equal degrees or higher degrees, which there's very little of,
Yes.
right?
So
So
yeah,
now, yeah, from what you're saying, right? That's why like a lot of people aren't in relationships
yeah,
because you have women in high power yeah, status, and there's no men up there to like meet their needs.
right. So pretty much, if you can't find someone when you're 30, like, and you already graduated school, then you're fucking. You're like the chances of like finding someone of equal standards or maybe like doing that climb is a lot lower. is what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say.
and like they already have they already like that was a thing even back in the day, right? They're
Hmm.
like, oh, if you're not married by the time you're 25, you'll probably never marry.
Yeah.
Is because all the men will be taken, right?
Yeah.
Because the really good men will not want you because men value you. They value fertility,
Hmm.
right? That's because they want to have a child usually.
Yeah.
And if not a child, they still want to bang someone hot. So, that's just
Yeah.
like a
Ba- ba-
guy necessity.
like banking off of what you said, they did a research on this where it's like given the same type of position of, let's just say, like two guys that has like the same degree, same looks or whatever like that, but one is dressed like, like maybe like tank tops and flip flops, and one is dressed as like really like formal, like suited up. Women
Yep.
would technically go for the suited up person because
Yeah.
of how they look or how
Yeah.
their
There's
stature
a
is
saying.
looks.
Yeah. There's a
And
saying that suit is lingerie for.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they did the same thing for men, and for men, they don't care. They don't like it's this is true. That I've actually like heard this on the news saying that for men, as long as the chick or whatever they are have like a good body, it doesn't matter what they're wearing.
Yeah. Right. It comes down to that. Men marry, women marry across and up. It's normal.
So in terms of that, yeah, like it's just overwhelming that women has more standards. Like given the opportunity, they would pick someone that has like a a, a equal or higher stature than them, and it's a
You know,
lot.
if
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
values are different though.
Yeah, the value is different, but you still look for someone that has equal to or higher value, right?
I think men do the same thing, right? It's just that our values are different
A
from
lot
what they
lower
value, right?
than,
right,
yeah, women, right?
we value youth and looks and fertility, whereas women value status, stability, right? So
Yeah.
we value.
So in that way, we do also want to date someone who has equal or higher value as well. It's just that for us, we look for more of youth than status.
Yeah, we're just talking about like the dominance hierarchy
Yeah.
because but in terms of value, yeah,
No, no,
then we
okay,
would.
okay. Let's go, like, let's set the bar even lower, and let's just say, we're talking in terms of like a fat, like a useless dude, that I don't know. He doesn't. So his values are a lot lower, right? Like unless you have a lot of money, you're like unable to get like a model type girl, right? Would you guys say that? Like if you're like really fat and then you're not like a funny guy, it's like you don't have any type
Okay.
of like value versus like a regular guy. Like let's just say you're a neat. You're a fat neat, but your competitor is a skinny neat. Your value as a fat guy is not going to be the same as a skinny guy, the same
With
statured skinny
all
guy.
the same features, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh man, I would disagree. I feel
Like,
like the fat guy would win because the fat guy appears bigger.
okay, that,
So,
that now
so
comes to survivability, right? Like the
yeah,
human
so he has
instinct.
the illusion
Hmm.
of being able to protect, right?
Okay. Then, okay,
Because
yeah.
yeah, I mean, because if you're not big, at least be fat. You don't want to be skinny.
Hmm.
Like if you're skinny, I mean, if you're skinny and fit, that's different.
Hmm.
But if you're like really skinny and you look weak, like women don't find that attractive
Uh-huh.
because they don't feel small and they don't feel like you can protect them.
Okay.
Especially girly girls. Like if they're really girly,
Mhm.
like they want someone at least fat.
Right.
At least then you have the illusion of being strong.
Okay, so let's flip the role, and or not flip the role, but like let's go based on those people's the perspective. Like as a useless neat or whatever, you wouldn't have like a really high bar, right? Like you would think that your bar is like kind of low. Like let's
I
just
don't
say,
know, man. I think some people are just like so full of themselves that they will have a high bar.
oh, I
And that's why
mean,
they're
it's
single.
not
Yeah,
we're
I
not
mean,
talking
it
in
varies
terms
per
of
person, right?
Yeah,
okay, we're not talking in terms of minority, right? Like
on
or
average.
yeah, on
But on
average, and the
average,
majority.
Okay.
a guy with zero redeeming qualities would probably have a lower bar than.
Oh yeah, definitely. He would
So
be one of
there is a cap to where you have like a where it's like a equal value or higher or equal value or lower, right? There's like a bar for it. So in terms of like that, a person with being fat or neat or whatever, their values would be equal.
we're talking about men, right?
Yeah, men, yeah, as men.
Okay.
Yeah, so your value will be equal to or a little lower. But this is a little harder, and it'll be hypothetical because we don't know, right? We're not those type of people, so we don't really know how they would think. But we just have this mind or like this thought that that's what they would assume in terms of like someone that doesn't have a successful value in their life.
What do you mean by successful?
Okay,
I think we,
like I said, like a neat, like a neat.
I know, but I feel like we have different definitions of value that we need to define.
Okay. For
What's your definition of value? Like possessions?
We're like getting away from the subject, though, right?
Yeah.
really, wait, what was you what do you think
Because you're
of?
trying to pose a hypothetical, right? Like,
This is
Yeah.
okay. So what we did is in terms of what women think or their values of men, right? That's how we started off.
I thought you asked me like a question about my story that was like, hey, you
Okay,
said that.
not no memes like in terms of how I started this.
Okay, so we went past that and we went to what women value.
Mm-hmm. Right? So
Okay.
we're talking about values now. Like
Yeah,
and
and my definite. Do we have the same definitions of value? I'm guessing because I feel like
okay, obviously we're not going to have the same definition of values. So
no, like the same definition of values. Like, what is it?
okay,
Like,
there's
like their
different
beliefs.
there's the literal definition which you could pretty much Google it, but what I'm
Which is what? Which is what?
you mean the
What's
Google
the
definition?
literal? Yeah, what's the literal? Because there is a lot of literal definitions of values.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to Google it right now. But I'm just giving you the the value that I believe.
So, like, I'll give an example of how about just what's important in life? Is that your definition?
What's important in life is
What is
value.
important is value.
yeah,
For me,
that's
value
what your values
is stature. Oh shit, we got the literal definition.
Yeah, see, like we
Value.
have
Okay, so the literal definition of the Google value is the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Your support is a great value. Synonyms like, no, I don't give a shit about synonyms.
Wait, that's the noun
That's-
value, like what
yeah.
something is worth.
So there's a synonyms like good, profit, gain, youth, or what's it called, service, helpfulness. But for the Google definition of value, that's what it is. Now,
And that's what it is?
what?
is that what yours is?
No. For me,
He's reading a definition.
yeah, I'm just
Oh.
reading the definition. So for me, value of something is, or someone is,
Uh,
actually it's kind of similar to the little definition. For me, the value is the stature of someone. By stature, I mean is where they are in life.
whoa.
Do I have to like kind of define that as well? Yeah, I do. Huh? Okay. So
Wait, so this is what you think
yeah, this is what I
someone's
think
value is?
about
Okay.
like
See, this is
value.
why it's so confusing.
No, that's why we're going through this whole entire, what's it called, like trying to understand what value is, right? Okay, so for me, value is stature, and stature, what I mean is, the how do I say it? Where, in literal sense, it's where you are in life right now.
Okay. Where you are in life right now.
Yeah.
Got it. So like
So depending on person to
your worth,
person, the
your
value
net
is
worth,
different. What
your
happened?
net worth,
Your
like your
net
net
worth.
worth.
Yeah, I guess you could say it like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. That took forever.
So, okay.
So I'm guessing you didn't download my app. I'm sad. I'm just kidding, Tim. Keep going.
Okay, so in terms of net worth,
Uh-huh.
the net worth of a fat person, a fat neat, and then for people who's listening right now, neat is someone. Okay, this might be some like what's it called? Some debate as well, but I think the definition of a neat is a person that doesn't go out. They're literally just indoors the whole entire time, and they're, I don't know, they could play games or watch TV or whatever. They just don't step foot out into the world.
Stands for what? Not employed, not in training.
Yeah, not in training, not doing anything in life.
Not in education.
It's
no,
pretty
not
much
employed, not in
yeah,
education, not in training.
not in training, and like literally someone that doesn't even go out to get food. Like they would need to have someone else, like which is their parents, get it for them.
Wait, do they though?
What?
Like, cause you can be a neat and have like income.
What do you mean by income?
Like,
Income in what way? What are you talking
Like
about?
yeah.
wait, you kind of cut off. So you said because I feel like there's another term
Mm-hmm.
that's like worse than neat. Is where they are neat, but they have to have someone cook for them. They have to have someone like do their laundry.
We're
They
not
have
we're
to
not we're not talking like disability, right?
No, not disability term for it. It's where
Oh,
people.
like a shut-in, right?
Yeah, like a shut-in.
I thought that is a neat, like a shut.
No, because a neat can provide his own resources.
So going by the like literal definition of neat, a neat is just somebody who basically has nothing going for them in their life. They're not like trying to raise their status in any way.
Yeah.
So they're not even thinking about like trying to like
So
better
they're like
themselves.
complacent. Yeah, they're like complacent, but they can still take care of themselves. Or at least minimally.
Okay.
But they probably don't. But
like,
Then that wouldn't be a need then.
no,
if they
it's
don't.
like. Wait, what do you mean?
No, because you said
I mean, they probably don't take care of themselves.
yeah, and that's what you're saying what a neat is, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a connotation. We think of them as being lazy.
yeah. Oh, yeah, they have a bad connotation with. Because I feel like they use this term for even like just people who are not in education, not employing or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they actually use here it's called hikikomori.
Hikikomori, yeah.
Yeah, like they're actually like shut in.
Okay.
Like they like don't come out ever.
Okay. So, in terms
But whatever.
of that,
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
wait. So we're gonna go with neat as a shut-in or not as
No,
a
no.
shut-in?
I
Okay,
don't say
so
that.
they actually are capable of like going out. They just don't want to improve themselves or
Yeah,
their
I feel like they do
sexual.
go out. I just feel like
They're just
they, they're like complacent with their life.
okay. So going back to the fat neat,
Okay.
uh, God, I fucking forgot what I was gonna say. This is just fucking bullshit. I'm fucking trying to
Give me
just
some bonanza,
understand.
bro.
So the value of a fat neat, it would be equal to, like, you wouldn't, as like a fat neat, you wouldn't have a high aim or goal for someone that you want to go out with, assuming that you're. I mean, this is a hypothetical, I guess you could say, of a person that's single.
Can you repeat that one more time?
So okay, so the value in terms of what I just said, the net worth of fat neat is equal to or less than your own net worth, the person that you're trying to look for.
Okay.
I'm asking if that would be the case or if it's not. Again, this is like, we don't know for sure, right? But I'm just trying to understand what you would like, how you would think if you were in that type of in that fat neat's shoes.
So if I was in a neat shoes, what kind of relationship would I look for? Kind of like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm. I guess if I have nothing going on, then it would be just anybody. It would be just desperate. So you
Desperation.
yeah, so you would probably get like the leftover. If you're lucky, you would get the leftover women
Mm-hmm.
that have failed to capitalize on their opportunities, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So
Because
in
because women always win, right?
mm-hmm.
Like even if you have like the ugliest women ever,
Mm-hmm.
like they can still get a guy like a
Yeah.
neat because he's desperate, right? Because women are always the gateway,
Mm-hmm.
right, to the future. Like they control the genes. So no matter how unattractive they are, they still have value.
So in terms of comparing like a fat neat to a
A fat
successful what?
a fat woman neat, right? Like
Oh
that would
yeah, okay. Well, let's do that one first. Yeah. So the opposite sex now, like a fat uh, female neat.
okay.
The values, you'd still want someone that's equal to or above, right? Versus someone that is below you in terms
Yeah.
of net worth.
So yeah,
So in mm-hmm.
the fat neat would the fat woman neat would very appreciate the fat male neat, right? Because
Yeah.
at least they're not homeless,
Fat
right?
chicks need love too.
Yeah, but this time they don't have to pay.
Yeah. Okay. Uh huh.
I don't know. Is that true?
I mean, I'm not bashing on like fat
I've
chick or
never
anything like that.
like
Just
been in
saying.
this situation, so I'm just like I don't know, but like
See,
I
this is a
feel like
yeah.
there's a lower bound for who you would be willing to date. Would you say so? I feel like there's a bottom line that like anything below you're just like repulsed by.
See
I
that
feel like
that's because you.
when you're extremely lonely and because we're social creatures, right? Like we
Yeah.
actually die from loneliness. Like believe it or not, that's an adverse effects from drugs, but we'll ignore that. And then so yeah, right. Living things die if you don't pay attention to it. So people tend to get desperate. They just want anybody at that point. And I think you will. When you're in a dark period, you will do some crazy shit, I think. So
Mhm.
you will probably jump down there, jump down a level,
Mm-hmm.
grab whatever you can. You're desperate, so probably.
But are you talking in terms of just anyone in general or just males?
I feel like anyone in general.
Okay.
I feel like men can be lonelier
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
in a sense because men are more interested in things. So like if they have like a 2D waifu or whatever, that's probably enough to like keep them, on the edge, like preventing them from like killing themselves. But I think for
Yeah,
women,
keep them going.
yeah, I think for women it's more harder because women tend to, value people more on average.
So this is in terms of value of women in general.
Yeah, and like the good but then it's weird, right? Because men commit more suicide than women,
Mm-hmm.
but women think about suicide more than men. So then I guess you can say men are better at killing.
Well, the statistic is that men are more successful, right?
Yeah, more successful. There you go, because we're better at it. Okay, let's not joke about death.
Okay. So okay. So wrapping it up, just making sure for values, no matter what, female and male. In terms of female and male, females have priority no matter what
Hmm.
their social stature or value, net worth is.
Their network doesn't mean shit
They're,
when it comes to women. Yes.
you mean the male's net worth doesn't mean wait
No, the
that
women's network.
their net worth
Oh,
doesn't mean shit, but they want someone that's equal to or higher of the male. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, there's like stupid fucking what's it called, like same sex shit, but I mean, in terms of like a male and a female. Because if you talk about like same sex stuff, then it goes into like different values, right? Or do you guys think it's still the same?
uh,
It's a hard topic, right? Because you can't really know for sure because you don't know how they would think. Like again, I'm not trying to bash on like same sex or like gay or lesbian whatever, but I'm just trying to get your guys' honest opinion.
I feel like they don't apply
Mm-hmm.
because unless unless they want to start a family, then they would start worrying about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're just gonna form a relationship just based on whatever love, then your net worth doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But for most people, they want to start a family
Mm-hmm.
or they want to build things, leave a legacy or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think women tend to look for that stability.
Mm-hmm.
But time has changed, right? A lot of women now don't want. Actually, no, it's really weird because like the birth rate hasn't been declining that much. So even though women say they don't want kids when they're young, they end up having kids anyways when they're older.
mm,
It's just that they're having kids way later, right?
Okay.
Like
Mm-hmm.
like instead of in their teens or early 20s.
So in terms of time, would you say women were a lot happier back then versus now?
I think both men and women were a lot happier back then because they were more grateful for the things they had,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like less stress.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like it's really hard because people have been on Earth for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
and like gender roles exist for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So our ancestors had a shitload of time to think about the solution,
Right.
and they came up with it, and we're like, nah, fuck you guys, we're smarter,
Yeah.
right? and then now we're testing it out for the first time, and we kind of like have statistics on it that maybe having a home cooked meal made by your wife and your house is clean and she gets to stay with her kids and you get to go to work, maybe that's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And maybe you both working, coming home and eating KFC and McDonald's and not being able to see your kids is probably not a good way to live the rest of your life. Yeah.
Okay.
My 2 cents.
What about you, Tim?
Okay, I don't remember the question.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I don't think there was a question. I don't think there was.
Jeez.
Because you started with
there's multiple questions. the question that we were, or the most recent one that I asked was, do you think the value of a female wanting the same net worth for a male would be the same as a gay person with the same sex?
So like if like a gay guy made 45, he has a net worth of 40K, and then another gay guy had a net worth of 40K, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Would it matter?
Or would their net worth or value that they want for the partner be the same?
It's a tough question. I feel like for a same-sex couple, physical attractiveness would be a much higher factor
Mm-hmm.
than a regular relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if like maybe what they value would like switch based on what gender they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a dudes, maybe you hold the same values as maybe a woman would have, like a straight woman would have,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, huh? Never thought about it.
right? Because
Or they
in
would
that
still
case,
hold the
maybe
same.
like you would value the same thing that straight woman would.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't really know because
We're not gay.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, no, again, we're not bashing on anyone, okay? This is just like a hypothetical, or just, like a topic in general. It's just like an honest opinion. Maybe not honest. We're just dancing
know
around
what?
that. What?
I feel like gay guys would still have the same value as a straight guy, because gay people, they keep in shape, right? Because like men find that physical attraction important, so then usually gay people they keep in fit.
It might be wrong, it might be right. I don't know. Like,
We don't know. Hypothetical.
There's like different kinds of gay though, right?
Yeah, they come in all flavors. I forgot.
listen, I'm not a social justice paladin. I'm just I'm just an NPC. I'm just here to sell you fucking pots and shit. So
I don't think you're an NPC. I don't think so.
Okay.
You can be played by a woman.
Okay. All right.
We're not NPCs, man. Not NPCs.
All right. It's time. I'm gonna wrap this up. Okay.
All right.
So I'm not even gonna bother doing the conclusion or whatever. But so anyways, for the end of this podcast, I'm just gonna say a manga, anime, or doujinshi that's came out, or brand new. So for today, it is a manga. There is an anime for this, but the manga Black Torch. It's a really unique art style. I really like it. I really enjoy it. It's not like My Hero Academia. It's fucking fuck that fucking anime. But it's been out last year, August 7, 2018. It's by Tsuyoshi Takaki. But the new volume, or there's like several volumes, and each volume is 200 pages long. And currently, the third volume is out February 5th, which is tomorrow. So give that a check if you guys want to, read like a new manga or something like that. And yeah, that's February 5th, 2019. Volume 3. It's 200 pages long. There is an anime. I believe there's a episode 1 for it. I've seen it. I didn't like the anime at all, but I do enjoy the manga. So check that out. And again, thank you guys. Thank you, Sat and Tim, for the
Thank you.
retarded discussion topic. Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. And hope everyone listening has a good day. Thank you.